For Dr. Song Xianzu, chief engineer in Hefei, the day begins not with the sun, but with a star of his own making. Inside this chamber, China's East Tokamak, his team is pushing plasma to over 100 million degrees Celsius. That's 7 times the ion temperature of our own sun's core. This is the heart of a national quest with stakes higher than any space race, the pursuit of near-limitless, clean energy through nuclear fusion. Around the world, other nations and private companies are locked in the same high-stakes competition. But China is playing a different game. It has marshaled the full force of the state in a bid to win not just a scientific victory, but geopolitical dominance for the next century. The question is, will this gambit work? The full force of the state isn't just a slogan. It's a number, an estimated, to-do, find official figure, e.g., $15 billion, allocated in the latest 5-year plan. That capital translates into new supercomputing centers for plasma modeling, state-owned factories producing 90% of the world's tungsten for reactor walls, and a pipeline of thousands of fusion-focused PhD graduates every year. This difference in philosophy has created 3 distinct models of innovation. First, is China's state-directed torrent of capital, designed for long-term, monolithic projects. Second, is the public-private hybrid model, common in the US, with its ecosystem of government grants, venture capital, and competing startups. And third, is the international collaborative model, embodied by the multinational ITER project, which includes China itself. One model bets on certainty, another on diversified risk, and the third on global cooperation. But critics of industrial policy warn that central planning can breed inefficiency, pointing to China's past struggles in semiconductors as a cautionary tale. And as yet, there is no hard data showing China's model is producing breakthroughs faster. While East celebrated new plasma duration records in its magnetic tokamak, a rival American project using a totally different approach, firing 192 giant lasers at a tiny fuel pellet, achieved ignition. For the first time, a fusion reaction produced a net energy gain, a milestone the entire field had chased for decades. For many, this suggests the diversified, competitive model remains a powerful engine for discovery. Confidence in the state-led model, however, is broadcast through a series of bold proclamations. Chinese officials and state media frequently announce aggressive timelines, suggesting a demonstration power plant could be operational by 2035, a goal many Western experts consider extremely ambitious. Some analysts frame these announcements not as realistic timelines, but as a deliberate signaling strategy to project technological dominance. This interpretation is, by nature, a speculation on intent. But ambitious goal setting is common in frontier science. Western programs, from space exploration to their own fusion efforts, have a long history of bold proclamations followed by delays. Beyond the science lies a profound question: what happens if China gets there first? Geopolitical strategists focused on resource control propose a stark scenario: a breakthrough leveraged as a primary tool of statecraft, creating a new global hierarchy based on energy dependency. The precedent is well established, from OPEC's oil embargoes to modern disputes over natural gas pipelines. But critics of this alarmist bias argue it overlooks practical realities. They point to open-source data from projects like ITER and the certainty of rapid reverse engineering by other powers as barriers to monopoly. There are also powerful incentives for cooperation. China could gain immense soft power and profit by licensing fusion technology, much like its Belt and Road Initiative. The future, therefore, splits into 2 divergent paths. One leads to a world where a single nation controls the ultimate energy source. The other leads to a breakthrough that is shared, licensed, or replicated. The assumption that China would automatically choose control over cooperation is just that, an assumption, not a fact. The race for fusion is therefore 2 competitions in one. The first is in the lab, a battle against the laws of physics, a challenge shared by Dr. Song and his counterparts worldwide. The second is a battle of systems, state, direction, versus market-driven innovation, versus global collaboration. So as the magnets in Hefei power down after another run, the real question isn't just what happened inside that chamber. It's what kind of world will be built by the power it one day unleashes. The race for fusion isn't just about creating a star on Earth, it's about deciding who will own the sky. The outcome of this race is uncertain, but here's what to watch. First, it's a battle of ideas. Will state control or market freedom innovate faster? Second, watch the timelines. Is China meeting its own aggressive targets? The gap between proclamation and reality is the story. And finally, listen for one word: ignition. Net energy gain is the scientific finish line, no matter who crosses it first.